Well, hello, my berries. It's me, Darkberry 32.
Where do we go from? Where do we go from here? No one can save us from keeping clear. I don't wanna lose you, I don't wanna lose you now.
Well, hello, my berries. It's me, Darkberry 32, and I'm coming to you today with a Dear Darkberry. Yes, I am. Okay, so we got a lot of rain outside. It's thundering and everything. So if you hear a lot of noise, that's what it is. It's like been like that all day. So yeah, I wanted to come to you guys today to talk about what could be maybe a serious subject, and that is seeing a therapist or a counselor. Um, a lot. I don't know if you guys have seen some of my other Dear Darkberries, but I go into saying that I do see a counselor. I just started this last year. Not really because of the pandemic, but I think because of the pandemic, I was able to sit at home and really think about a lot of things that have plagued my life, so to speak. Things that I know that I need to actually work on in my life, things that I need to get over, things that were bringing me down from time to time. I didn't dwell on a lot of stuff, but every now and then, something just comes out of the clear blue and just knocks you off, and you're like, I might need to deal with this, or you find yourself caught in situations that you're like, I could have handled that a lot better than what I did. So, what I did was I talked to my husband about it. And I'm like, I got some issues. Like, I got some things that I really, really, truly, truly need to deal with. And I am on his insurance. And so he was like, hey, I got you. And he was like, don't you think you need to talk to somebody? Do you want to talk to somebody? And I'm like, yeah, I would. And then how you say yeah, and then you're like, okay, I'll get to it someday. Well, I thank God for Earl, because he didn't wait. He one day came into the living room. I was working in the living room, and he came in and he said, here, the people are on the phone to talk to you. And I was like, oh my gosh, okay. If I wasn't ready, I better get ready now. And so the way his insurance works, it's like they have, you talk to someone, you tell them your issue. Right now during the pandemic, I did not want to go into anyone's office. I wanted someone local in my area, and they matched me up. Even they went as far as, do you want it to be Christian based, and, and stuff like that. So they really go into detail because they really want to understand your mindset and where you come from, and, different things like that. So once that happened, they talked to me about what issues I have been dealing with in my life, or why do I want to see a counselor? Was it COVID related? That kind of stuff. And it really wasn't COVID related. It was just things from my past that just didn't feel good to me. And it would, how can I say this? It would make me deal with people in a not so good way. One of the things, like in the past, I have gone to counseling, but I didn't keep it up. This one, I'm keeping it up. I talk to my counselor every 2 weeks. I just talked to her yesterday, and it's kind of cool when you get along with them, and you can it's almost like another friend that you can tell everything to, and you ain't got to worry about it going nowhere. Just think about that. Think about that. Like, that's relief all in itself, where you can talk to someone and you don't have to worry about being judged. They want to help you, and you don't have to worry about them gossiping your business to somebody and it come back to bite you in your tail. You know what I'm saying? So it's pretty awesome in that way. So I started talking to this counselor, and we talked about it yesterday, and she says, oh my God, you've come a long way. Because when I started talking to her, I was kind of like, whoop, whoop. I was down the dumps. And I get like that sometimes. And it's not any kind of depression or anything like that. It's one of those things that I keep going. And then I get tired. And then I have to like, I have to rest. And I think I even talked to you guys about that during Vlogmas. So, and then I have to get myself up again. Well, I found out too, like what type of personality I was by talking to her. And a lot of the stuff makes sense. A lot of things that I've talked to her about, she's able to diagnose me and say, well, this is why you're doing what you're doing. This is why you have these issues. But like I was saying before, I have gone in the past and seen counselors and I didn't keep up with it. And every single time I would see a counselor, you know what they said my issue was? Boundaries. I have none. Just come on in. Just come on, baby. You know, I'm like that mama. Like, come on, baby. Let me help you. Let me, open myself up. And that can be a good or a bad thing. It's a good thing when you have someone that knows that you can trust them with being open. But when you have people that know how vulnerable you are and that you will just open up and everything, honey, you got to watch those people. And that's what I had to deal with. How do I do that? How can I still be me? But and then I'm aware of certain people that do me that way, right? So how do I address it? How do I confront it? So seeing a therapist can help you with all those questions. So for me, I'm a very direct person. I want to be direct. You know what I mean? And sometimes that's not nice. Like my directness can be very, me and the kids, we sat around and laughed about it one day. Like we can be some very direct people, very direct. And it's so crazy because I can be direct, but it's not in a good way. It's not in a helpful way. You know what I mean? It's in a, I'm about to chop your head off because you're getting on my nerves. So I need to tell you like it is. And some people you shouldn't talk that way to. You know what I mean? Like you got to have a little respect behind the way you talk to people. And the kids and I, we laughed about it because their father is the same exact way. So I told them, I said, "Oh, y'all got it bad. Y'all got it real bad." And I know this to be true because I hear them, when they come in from school or they come in from work, and then the things that they say, and I'm like, oh my God, me and your dad were married and we made y'all and y'all are like this. It's crazy. But I would have to say, and I was talking to my brother yesterday, and he said, you know what? I think it's great that you're seeing a therapist. I think everyone should see a therapist. And you know what? He ain't lying. We all could use some type of help in that form or fashion where you can sit and talk to someone about the issues that you're going through and how they can actually help you. So yeah, it's really crazy how it can help just by speaking to someone. But speak to someone that's got some education or background in this. You don't want to speak to someone that does not have a background in this type of because they're a doctor. They're a doctor for you. Just like you go to the doctor for your blood pressure, for your diabetes, for, you got a toothache, you go to the dentist and stuff like this. This is a doctor for your brain. I personally don't care if anybody knows that I'm going to a therapist because you know what? I am doing me, honey. I am getting better at being me. Just like I go out and I walk and I run and I watch what I eat and I track my calories and all that kind of stuff. I want to be a good person for me through and through. I am 50 years old, y'all. And I just got tired. I got tired of dealing with certain people and certain things and how they would talk to you. And then I would just like, oh, well, I shouldn't say anything because if I say something, I'm really going to cut their heads off. You know what I mean? So I had to learn how, okay, this is the one thing that I had to learn how to do. I had to learn how to speak to someone to solve an issue and not to always try to be right. And that is an issue with me. So I don't know what your issue could be. But whatever it is a great way to talk to someone. Now, some of you guys may have insurance. And if you do, a lot of these places will let you have at least 3 sessions without any cost, which was my issue. I had no cost for the first 3 sessions. That way you kind of get, a feel for the person that is going to be your therapist. If it's something that you think you actually need, if it's being helpful to you. And I knew right away after I spoke to my therapist that I was like, yeah, I'm going to continue this. Not just because of the issues that I want to deal with, but because I'm looking out for me. Like, y'all, you don't even know how good it feels to say that I am looking out for me. I am looking out for Karen. It feels so good to know that I had the gall and, I was brave enough to say, yes, I need help in my mind. I always say thank God for my mind. And I still thank God for my mind because I had the mindset to say yes to this counseling. It can be a touchy subject in a lot of cultures. The African American culture is one of those cultures where it was kind of taboo. Like, what you mean you need to talk to somebody? Da 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 da. Oh, ain't nothing wrong with you. Yeah, there's something wrong with all of us. We just choose to not deal with it. We kind of push it down until something happens, you explode, or you go lay in bed for 2 3 days and you put your head under the covers and stuff like that. So, and then not to mention after you start dealing with the issues, like some of the major issues in your life, then you start to learn who you are and why you do things that you do. At least that's where I am now with my counselor. Who I am, why I do what I do, and all that. It's remarkable. It's a remarkable thing. I can even say, because I have gone to counseling, because I'm going to tell y'all about me. I always think I'm right. I'm sure a lot of us are the same way. We always think we're right. I have been told that I run a tight ship. I want my house to look a certain way. I want my clothes to look a certain way. I want to look a certain way. Like, I can push, 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 push. And I'm going to tell you this. If you're a friend of mine, honey, I can be your biggest cheerleader. I really can. I want the best for you because I feel like if I can do it, but that's not necessarily the thing. I always had this thing in my head that if I can do it, then you can do it. And it's y'all learned a whole lot about that yesterday. That whole thing about if I can do it, you can do it. That ain't necessarily true. So if it's something that you've been thinking about, try it out. So if you got insurance, think about that. You might end up getting 3 sessions for free, which is great until you can afford it. With insurance, I'm just gonna let you guys know. How much do I pay every 2 weeks? $30. $30. That's not bad at all. That's a trip to, I don't know, Burlington, TJ Maxx, Target, Dollar Spot. $30 every 2 weeks. So $60 a month is all I pay to talk to someone right here in my home, behind closed doors. I don't have to worry about my family. I tell them, hey, it's time for my session, and they leave me alone. So I think it's great. There could be other ways that you can talk to someone. If you go to church, you can always talk to your minister. If you have a relationship with your minister. My minister is Joel Osteen, so it would be kind of hard to get in, but he has counselors at the church. But I like having my own personal counselor here, and especially on my side of town, so that way, when this whole pandemic lifts up, I can probably one day go into the office and see her myself. So that would be awesome. So those are just some of the things that you might need to know. And you don't have to go around telling everybody you're seeing a counselor. You don't. That's your business. That is your business. But do it for you. I'm telling y'all, like my name is Karen, it is the most helpful thing. And because I've done it, things in the house is just so much better. Because like I said, I used to think I was always right. Da, 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 da. If I say it like this house will go. Blah, blah, blah. Things are much better with my husband and I. Even though Earl's just big old teddy bear anyway. He is. But things are like even more better. And things are great with my children. I have learned yesterday that I need to kind of stop and relax. Even though I'm right now recording this video. They know some of the things that I am trying to do. And so Um, they are very helpful with that kind of stuff, mom doing her thing, but I need to stop and also breathe. So there will be times, I can say now that I may or may not post a Dear Darkberry on Wednesdays. If I don't, I will let you guys know. But just know that there are times that I'm going to need time for me and my family. And I actually want to be present, you know. I don't want to always be going, going, going. Because I am actually still sitting at my desk from work. That has to tell you something. I'm still here sitting at my desk and I'm making this video. Um, it's not a bad thing. It really isn't a bad thing. It's just that I have a strong, strong work ethic. Like I want to get it and I want to get it right. If I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. So, but sometimes that can be a good or a bad thing. What I have learned is I do need to have more of a balance, because I do tell you guys all the time, balance is so important. And it's also important in your state of mind. You know what I'm saying? To just kind of unwind. It's okay. Be present in where you are. I'm trying not to sound so zen, but that's what you want, don't you? Don't you want to be like more in your state of mind that you know that you're okay? So I would say if you don't have insurance and you can't, do counseling like I'm doing, you may want to try, like I said, a person in your community. Or sometimes in your community, they have counselors that are free of charge. I know, like I said, my church, Lakewood, there's counselors there. So find yourself, some church in the area that you may not necessarily belong to, but you really want to talk to, their minister or their priest or whoever, you see. But seek out someone to talk to. And I don't want to say don't talk to a friend. Friends are fine. But if you got that good girlfriend, that one that's gonna be like telling you like it is straight up, that's the one you need to talk to. Don't talk to that girlfriend that's always agreeing with everything you have to say. Don't do that, because you just hiring a yes person. You know what I mean? So hire somebody, or not hire somebody, but talk with someone that you know is gonna tell you the God's honest truth. So that is it for my video today. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. I hope that the information that I gave you will be useful. Guys, I cannot express how much I really have enjoyed seeing this counselor and looking forward to talking to her and what's next, because I'm always a person that wants to soak up more and more and more information. All right? So I hope you liked it. If you have any questions, feel free to email me at darkberry32@gmail.com, darkberry32@gmail.com, or you can always, if you're okay with asking a question, you can always put in the comment section and ask me questions. But if you don't and you want it to be secretive, and you don't want anybody to know your business, you can always email me. I'm not gonna tell your names. I'm not gonna tell your business unless you want me to. That's up to you. But I don't do that. That's your business, and I feel like I'm a person that you should be able to come in and talk to and ask questions about, because I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna be truthful. That's just who I am. I learned that about myself. That's who I am. So yeah. All right, guys. I will talk to you later. Have a lovely night or day or whenever you're watching this. Okay. Talk to you later. Bye bye. All right, guys, thank you again so much for watching my video. But if you would like to stay in contact with me when I'm not on YouTube, you can do so by following me on Facebook at Darkberry032 and Darkberry32 on Twitter and Instagram. I'm always on Instagram putting up different videos. And again, if you don't mind, please hit that subscribe button. That would help me out a lot with YouTube, and it'll get my algorithms up to par and everything. So if you guys appreciate these types of videos, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you're notified every time I put up a video. Okay, guys, thank you again. Bye. Show me something.